Jalen Brunson was very close to not being a New York Knick, as he recently revealed on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson that he twice tried to take a 4-year, $55 million offer from the Dallas Mavericks, but they were not accommodating, and it led to Brunson leaving for the New York Knicks for nearly double the money, and also to break out and become an NBA star. So we're going to talk about this. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video, as we always do, because Jalen Brunson revealed that he almost did not end up becoming a New York Knick, which obviously went on to change his career for the better and make him into the star he is today. Now, what All the Smoke captioned their tweet when Brunson talked about it in the video snippet that they gave, he detailed his last season in Dallas, and he was ready to sign a 4-year, $55 million contract, but the Mavs front office balked, and then our favorite Twitter account at Knicks Digest, NBA New York basketball, tweeted out basically what Brunson said, gave us the highlights, and that is that Brunson detailed it and said, I really did want to stay. I tried to extend the contract for 4 years and $55 million. Twice, the Mavericks were like, we want to see. They were not ready to accept it. The deal came on the table after the trade deadline, and Brunson said, no, I think I've outgrown that now, believing that he could bet on himself and do better. They lose in the Western Conference Finals, as he notes, and he remembers seeing on Twitter after the game, Mark was saying, hey, we can pay him the most money. I'm thinking, all right, okay. After that, it was like crickets from my point of view, aka the Mavericks did not end up giving him an offer. Then I saw New York making moves. It's close to home. I started thinking about it. Then here we are. It was the best move. So the Knicks, obviously, by making moves, I'm going to guess Brunson is talking about hiring his dad, Rick. Obviously, Leon Rose is the Knicks president, and Jalen Brunson's agent is Sam Rose, who still works for CAA, despite the fact that his dad works for the Knicks. Sam has kept his CAA job. He has not joined the New York Knicks, though, obviously, he's pretty tight with his dad, and Brunson is all in that family. The Knicks like to keep it in the family. This has been a thing. They initially did that with Kentucky when they brought in Nerlens Noel and had Julius Randle and were looking at Karl Anthony Towns and drafted Emmanuel quickly and all that stuff. And then it transitioned into Villanova because the Knicks like to keep things in-house. It's just how Leon Rose feels the most comfortable operating. It must have been pretty easy to make some sort of deal work with his son when negotiating a contract with his dad for Jalen Brunson to go to the New York Knicks. Everyone believed it was a vast overpay at the time, or not everyone, but most people believed it was a vast overpay at the time. And Jalen Brunson obviously saw that, flipped the script, and was like, nah, I'm the most underpaid player in the league, not counting rookie contracts. I am him. And you best believe that Jalen Brunson was absolutely correct. The man has broken out on the New York Knicks and is just an electric player. Now, Kevin Garnett has also gone out of his way and talked about Brunson because Brunson on New York has gained all the respect in the world. He said, I got Brunson on my team, man. He can run your show. He's a true point guard. He's like the new Chris Paul to me. So obviously now it's not just Knicks fans who are aware of how good Brunson is. Since becoming an all-star, since having this electric season that Brunson's had, mind you, he was great last year and should have been an all-star last year at his 24 points per game, but whatever. Brunson is now showing that he not only is just a top player on the Knicks, he has revived the Knicks and made them into a true contender, and in the process has made himself an NBA star who has gained the respect of everyone around the league. Kevin Garnett comparing Brunson to Chris Paul is insane. Chris Paul was the best point guard in the NBA for a long stretch of time, going back to when he was on the Hornets, all the way to the Clippers, up until that guy, what's his name, the shooter? Oh, yeah, Steph Curry came in and just absolutely tore up the whole party and changed to the NBA, which did help Jalen Brunson become who he's become today because Brunson obviously relies on threes more than ever, and he's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. So what we're seeing now is a Jalen Brunson who is not just a star, but he's a superstar, and now he's going around taking victory laps, and he rightfully so deserves to. I know we've only made 1 round with him. I know that this season's been kind of weird because we've been great when healthy, but for the most part, the New York Knicks have not been healthy. That does not change the fact that Jalen Brunson has been having an awesome season with the New York Knicks, that the Knicks should be able to make it out of the first round, barring no health concerns. This is all because of what Brunson has started, and also, I'm not trying to discredit Julius Randle. If it was not for Randle, there would be no Brunson. There's no way around it. Randle was the first one to really give the Knicks that jump start. Randle, as much as Brunson revived the Knicks, Randle brought them out from the dead, and Brunson elevated them into this beautiful life that we now see, and they are one of the NBA's premier duos, which is so awesome to see on the Knicks. Now, when we all remember what happened after that situation with Dallas, we saw this, and later on, we learned that everyone believed he was overpaid. Brunson did not really care that people thought he was overpaid. He just focused on doing what he had to do, because you can't control what people think. And what he told his teammate, or former teammate, JJ Redick, on the old man of the three, he said, the day I agreed to terms, it was the same. Get my work in, do the stuff later. I've always been that way. I don't plan on changing. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to be the same person no matter what. No matter what happens, no matter what anybody says, I'm going to be me, and I'm not too worried about that. The number pushes Brunson's annual average salary to roughly $26 million over 4 years, a raise of 17,000 or 100. Why can't I speak right now, guys? 1,700% from the wages of his previous deal. Although Brunson showed star potential last year, especially during the playoff, the $104 million contract with the player option in year 4 was higher than the market projections for a second-round pick that was a backup for much of his career. Well, guess what? He doesn't care, because look at these numbers, guys. I mean, Brunson has just been absolutely terrific since joining the New York Knicks. First season, 24 points per game, came in 12th in MVP voting. Also was 3rd in most improved player voting, though he should have won that award. Larry Markkinen winning it on a team that went nowhere in the Utah Jazz. I mean, didn't even make the playoffs, was absolutely stupid. It should have been Brunson's. That was ridiculous. And then this season, 27.6 points per game. He was an all-star for the first time. His three-point shooting is amazing. He's shooting 41%. He has a career average of 41.4% from 3 with the New York Knicks, while also putting up 25.6 points per game in these 120 games that he has played for the team. Obviously, Brunson is balling out, and I absolutely love this. I think we all do. There's no Knicks fan on the planet who dislikes Jalen Brunson. That is where we've gotten to at this point. And I just can't wait to see what's next. I mean, we know the playoff numbers. Dallas saw him do this in the playoffs. 21.6 points in a playoff, in just the playoffs in general in 2022. He was awesome against the Jazz. He then goes into New York and puts up 28 points per game in the playoffs because, as Candace Parker rightfully told us, because we all know this is true and factually accurate, Jalen Brunson was good against the Cavs, but unfortunately he sucked against the Heat. If only Jalen Brunson could have averaged as many points as he did against the Cleveland Cavaliers than he did the Heat. Oh, wait. I forgot. Candace Parker, because we're never going to accuse Candace Parker of knowing anything about basketball. Brunson averaged 6 more points per game against the Heat. And I never talked about the Candace Parker thing, so I just wanted to add that and show that Candace Parker, among a lot of other analysts, do not watch the Knicks. They don't know what they're talking about. Parker certainly does not know what she's talking about. She just goes up there, spouts BS, and then just gets away with it. She's in the WNBA. I didn't say that. But yeah, that is what happened. Brunson has been arguably the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. For my money, he is. I know Tyrese Halliburton is great, but I'm not going to give it to Halliburton until he plays in the playoffs. That has nothing against Tyrese. He should not have been carrying last year's Pacers team to the playoffs. This year, the Pacers are much better. They deserve to be in it. I'll be interested to see what Halliburton does. But as of right now, that siren's telling me talk about Jalen Brunson or end the video. Because, look, Jalen Brunson has taken this script and flipped it of being overpaid. And he still has doubters. He's always going to have doubters, whether they're calling him short, whether they're just a bad analyst and are bad at their job in general, like some people, and saying that he's not good in certain playoff series when he's averaging more points per game than he did in the prior one when you were saying he was good. But that's whatever. What are you going to do? It's the life of a Knicks fan. Jalen Brunson knows that he's never going to get countless respect because he's on the Knicks, and people don't pay attention to the Knicks. They just see the Knicks and think, oh, they were bad for 20 years. Maybe they're still bad now because they're casuals. And that's the end of the story. They're casuals, and Jalen Brunson is not afraid to deal with them because all Brunson has done his entire career is silence every single doubter that has come his way. This is a man who graduated college in 3 years, won 2 national championships in college. He's a winner. He made a bag, and he is about to be due for a second one. The man is going to get paid again by the New York Knicks, and the future is bright in New York behind Brunson, Julius, the whole gang, and whatever star the Knicks trade for soon. And I can't wait to be a part of it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Comment down below what you think about Jalen Brunson declining these deals. How stupid is Mark Cuban? He hasn't even admitted to saying that he didn't think Brunson deserves that money. Such a shame. But not for the Knicks. Have a good day, guys. Go Knicks.